back to the channel team. Today, it's another one. It's a full day of eating, because I know you guys like a full day of eating. But this time it's a little bit different. I believe the previous one that I did was a vlog, and that was directly kind of not post show directly, but it was a rebound setup. Here now we're in like a full day of the off season, if you want to call it. So I'm well and truly in a push-up phase now. So pushing body weight up steadily whilst keeping body composition in a really, really good position. And I'm going to take you through meal by meal today. So first things first for me, from a hydration standpoint as well, touch upon that today. So I'll hammer a litre, which I am essentially 600 ml down, having at the minute. So I'll get a litre of it's not water, but it basically is, it's just cordial juice. So next to no calories in it, and I'll hammer that down. I'll have a coffee as well with my first meal, and then I'll pretty much fill that up again and just drink that throughout morning check-ins. And I'll probably actually then be in a position where I'll get another litre in with my pre-workout. So you're talking throughout the course of the morning, leading into before midday, I will have had about just over 3 litres. Which is exactly where you want to be, guys, when you are either in a dieting phase, off season, whatever it is you may be. It's easier to drink, I find, in a dieting phase, because you are that hungry all the time. You just want to feel something in your stomach, so to get that fluid in is a little bit easier. But in an off season it can be more challenging, particularly if you are doing an off season throughout the winter. But make sure that you stay on top of this, because this is really important. So first things first, meal one. 130 gram of oats, 75 gram of whey, performance whey, the JP one, which is a little bit higher in carbs, 30 gram of peanut butter, and then 150 gram of frozen blueberries, and that is meal one for you. And I'll go through and make that now and down meal one. So that is meal one. Have meal 2 and meal 3 from a rice standpoint. So I'm going to prepare my rice in advance. I'm going to prepare chicken in bulk as well with this bit of seasoning. So I love Aromat. If you're not already on it, it's so good. Great seasoning. I put it on potatoes as well when I do them in the air fryer, and then a bit of Cajun seasoning as well for the chicken. So what I will be running when we get to be fair, I'll talk about the exact grams when it's been made as to what I'm having pre-workout at the minute. But you can see here as well, we've got asparagus spears, which I'll prepare in one go. What I like to do with a lot of my clients as well, and I like to do myself, is like to make it easy to prepare stuff together in advance, so you can have it over multiple meals. Like I'll put rice together to do this one and post-workout meal. Chicken I'll prepare for this meal, but then also I'll have some for when I need it again. And the asparagus, I'll basically prepare that, and I'll have that all my meals today. So yeah, put it all together in one go, and I'll start preparing that. Pre-workout meal though, very simple, chicken rice meal. I like to keep things simple. I like to keep things basic. It works. I don't like to have too many, and you'll see this as well, I don't like to have too many kind of high sugar foods within my diet. Predominantly my sugar is going to come through fruits, so through fructose predominantly, and then the rest of my carbs are going to be pretty much through like lower GI sources, things like rice, etc., which you'll see as we go through throughout the course of the day. But that is a pre-workout meal. We've done 350 gram raw white rice. We've had to opt for basmati rice today. A bit of a pro tip: don't use basmati rice when your off-season food volume gets super high. Switch to sushi rice, because there's far more carbohydrates in it for the amount of grams, for one, but also you can eat more of it and it feels less. So today will probably be a little bit more of a struggle than normal for me to get that down, particularly with the amount that I'm having. So per meal, pre and post, 175 gram raw weight rice. And with that, the carbohydrate breakdown is relatively high, so it just makes it easier when you're using sushi rice in comparison to basmati, but I'm opting for basmati today. So again, you can see I use raw weight, I cook it myself. You can say I've got the time to do so. I always do recommend people cook their rice themselves in advance anyway. It's going to save on cost for one, but also you can be quite specific with the raw weight measurement as well, and then weigh it out obviously cooked after. So yeah, with that meal, that's what I would say. If you're using rice in the off season, sushi rice is definitely the way forward. So here I've got pink salt. I don't weigh this out. I used to weigh this out, but now I roughly know my estimate as to where I'm at. So I actually have for my pre-workout meal 4 grams of pink salt. And this for me is just, again, help from a hydration standpoint, but also to help with pumps pre-training, well, during training, sorry. So 4 gram roughly of pink salt going in there. Alongside that, we've got our micros with a little bit of asparagus, so just a few asparagus shoots in there. Nice and simple. And finish it off with some ketchup as well. I don't track condiments particularly, well, on prep I don't have them really anyway, apart from the 0 cal ones. But in the off season I don't track them. And you can see here, pre-workout meal, white rice 175 roughly raw weight, because we've got 300 in total for 2 meals, and then 300 gram cooked weight chicken and portion of asparagus. Again, I've not weighed them out. The asparagus is just a small handful, which is all I need again for the off season, just to cover my micro intake as well. And that is a pre-workout meal. So I'll get that down. I've got around 45-50 minutes until we're going to actually be training. So I'll get that down now. Post-workout now, so same meal. Very, very simple, very, very basic. Carbohydrates coming in through raw weight, 175 gram rice, 300 gram cooked weight chicken, asparagus, and again, a little bit of sodium on there through pink salt. So, well, a little bit of pink salt on there to provide the sodium. It's important to replenish sodium. If you work with me, you'll know that I'm really big on making sure that you have enough salt in your diet alongside your water intake, which is really, really important. This is a meal for me, digests well, sits fantastically on the stomach. Yeah, it's a lot of rice, but again, rice sits well with me straight away. Post-workout, another big carb hit. I've not got any simple sugars in post-workout, which when food gets higher, I have the ability to do so and add them. Things like pineapple will come into play more than likely, but at the minute, I'm just spacing that out a little bit more, so I'm having it in the evening, pre-bed, as more so something to look forward to, but I'll probably add it in as well when carbs increase post-workout too. But 175 gram raw weight rice, 300 gram chicken and asparagus, post-workout meal, boom. Here we are, meal 4, evening meal. So I know I spoke earlier about the pineapple, and I have that for the final meal. I've actually said I'm going to bring it forward. So we're going to have a few more carbs in this meal. Now, the way I'm with my nutrition in the off season is like, I'm not looking at food as in like, this is this macro or that is that macro. Yeah, granted, of course, I need to understand energy balance, that I'm pushing the surplus, and I assess the response from that. But I'm looking at from a food first approach the quality of the nutrition in the plan is far more important than just hitting macros. Like if I just added, oh, let's add 20 gram of carbs or 30 gram of carbs to this meal through high sugary foods, if I'm continuing to hammer that, like long term, it's probably going to be detrimental to the actual structure that I've got in place with progressing my off season long term, because if I have too high a sugar content in my carbs, more than likely insulin sensitivity is going to go to shit more often than not. If I'm pushing food too hard too soon, likewise if the quality of my nutrition isn't good, I'm not probably going to get the most out of my diet for performance aspects. So I'm a huge believer in looking at a food first approach. Yeah, granted, we need to understand energy balance like I spoke about, gaining phases, dieting phases, absolutely, but the quality of your nutrition matters. So when I look at this as a breakdown in terms of macros, high carbohydrate intake, potatoes, so I opt for these peeled potatoes. These are banging in the air fryer. So if you use the Ninja air fryer, they're absolutely banging. And again, you can put some seasoning on those. So 2 tubs of those, or 2 pots of those, works out as around cooked weight. Because they've got water in them, it works out around 720 grams. Salmon, so 250 gram raw weight salmon, 1 bagel, and that'll all go together. And then on the side, I'll have my, my pineapple chunks. With this too, I'll have a little bit of spinach. So again, focus on the micro content as well, but we've got some micros in there as well through pineapple, and that's going to be meal 4. Meal 5, I'll touch upon now as well, because meal 5 obviously is going to be had before I go to bed. I don't expect Ollie, because he travels to get here, to be staying, tucking me in bed at night at 9 o'clock. So again, I'm going to be talking about my meal right now, what I'm having on the screen. And here we have meal 5. So pre-bed meal, 125 gram of oats, 75 gram of whey, and 180 gram of frozen blueberries. So pre-bed meal, again, macronutrients through frozen blueberries. Nice, steady carb source, digest well with me. Oats, really like them, with whey protein in there as well as the protein source, but making the oats taste absolutely banging. This is chocolate orange, so a little bit strange with the flavours. I've gone for frozen berries with chocolate orange. People are probably like, well, what are you doing? It does actually taste decent. Don't knock it until you tried it. But this is my pre-bed meal here. So again, breakdown of protein, carbs and fats for this meal here, broken down on the screen. And yeah, this is my pre-bed meal. And that is it, guys. So that is the full day of eating in the off season. Full breakdown there. In terms of like meal by meal, so here, just put on the screen now, meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, meal 5. Intra-workout as well, which I've not spoken about, just add that in there. All I have is creatine monohydrate, and with that glutamine, I'm out of EAAs at the minute, so, oh no, I'm not going to make any gains because I don't have my EAAs intra-workout. Doesn't work like that, guys. I am taking the piss. I am joking with that. Don't worry. Like if you're missing out on a supplement, or supplements you're thinking that's an added cost, that's probably too much for me, just opt for a food first approach and you'll be fine. So yeah, EAAs aren't in at the minute, but I'm still hitting my protein requirements with high quality protein intake, high quality amino acids, and that's a breakdown of my full day eating. So can see here, full day, carbs, proteins, fats, macros across the board for the day, and with that as well, a meal by meal breakdown. So it gives you an insight in terms of what I'm eating now to grow, and what I'm eating to really take my physique to a new level from a muscle mass standpoint throughout this off season. So yeah, see a range of different meats. Now, this diet, I will say it now, is not the same every single day. In terms of with the macro requirements, yes, it's going to be very similar, but I might swap salmon out and just have 2 red meat meals for the day, and up my fats in terms of with adding avocado to that as well to hit my fat content. So again, there may be swaps that I make on certain days, depending on what I fancy. And again, it's just because I've done this for so many years now, I understand pretty much the macro content, the breakdown, but with that as well, like I spoke about, the quality of the food I'm intaking as well. If I swap chicken breast and salmon one day out for 2 red meat meals, it's a great like for like. With an avocado, a great like for like. Similar fats, same protein essentially, but again, whole foods covering what I need to be covering. So that's what I'm having for today. And again, tune in next time round for another episode on the YouTube. Obviously, I provided a lot of content this year already, and I'm going to continue to do so. So always feel free, guys, to obviously comment what you want to see, or drop me a message. Like, you've got my Instagram here as well. Obviously you would have seen it post up at the start of the video, but again, my Instagram is here, guys. So you want to contact me directly. Again, what you want to see, anything like that, or you've just got any questions in general, contact me directly through Instagram and I'll be able to get back to you from there. But also I'll reply in the comment section, as you've seen. So yeah, full day of eating, and that's a full day of what I have to grow. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon.